Hi, I'm Lindsay, National Makeup Artist for Prep Cosmetics and ShopPrep.com. Today I get to go over some new tips, tricks, and techniques to show you how to get the most out of your makeup. When choosing a foundation color, you want to make sure that it's the right color for your skin. The best way to do that is to stripe 3 colors, the one you think is correct, a lighter shade, and then a slightly darker shade on the jawline of your face. So you'll start with the lightest shade, then you'll move to the middle shade, and then you'll finally stripe the darkest shade. You want to put them right next to each other so that you can see the differentiation in color on the skin. Once they're applied, start with the one that you think is correct and gently blend in with either a brush or your finger. Depending on what you think that one looks like, go to the next one. If you think it's too dark, go to a lighter one. If you think it's too light, go to the darker one. Blend that in, see which one matches. Once you've decided which one is your perfect color, being the one that disappears, so here we can see that this one disappears on the skin, both on the lighter color of the neck and up into the cheek. This one looks too light and this one looks too dark. You don't want to look muddy and you don't want to be able to see the color on the skin. Once you've chosen your color, you can take those stripes off with makeup remover. Just gently rubbing over those areas to pull off that color, and then you can start with prepping the face. When applying foundation, it's best to start off with a primer. What a primer does is it seals in the moisture that you put in by using a moisturizer after you've washed your face, and then it protects your skin from everything outside and the bad stuff that's in your foundation that would normally sink into the skin. It's the best way to get the longest lasting time out of your foundation and how to give a really polished, finished face that will last a long time. When you start with primer, after you've chosen the kind of primer that works best for you, start in the center of the face where you normally put the most foundation on. Also, if you have any problem areas, make sure that you really coat those with your primer. So anywhere that you have acne, redness, irritation, anything like that, you want to make sure that you really put on primer in those areas. You can choose between a mattifying primer, which absorbs oil and helps you not to shine up during the day, or a hydrating primer that will really give health and glow to the skin if you have dry skin. Once you've applied primer to the entire area, you want to make sure that it's nice and even, blending out so that you don't see any of the color or any residue. It should be nice and even. You want to do long strokes and just blend in towards the face and away from the face. Once you've chosen the perfect color of foundation, you can start your application. After your primer's set a little bit, you want to give it at least 20 seconds to warm up into the face so that you no longer see the residue from your primer. Then, just like the primer, start in the center of the face and blend outwards. While we're putting this on, we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between different foundation formulas. There's a tinted moisturizer, which is going to be the softest, most lightweight coverage. This is if you have pretty good skin and don't really want to feel your foundation on the face. Second would be a liquid foundation. You can get those in light coverage all the way to full coverage. You can also get them for oily skin or for dry skin or for normal skin. The most coverage that you're going to get is going to be from either a cream or stick foundation. It has the most heavy pigment and it can really cover areas of the face. So if you have any problem areas and don't want to use concealer, foundation in a cream or stick formula is the best way to go. That's what I'm applying right now. It's going to give you the most coverage and it's more buildable than any other kind. After that, cream can be a lightweight cream or a heavy cream, which will give you a lot more coverage. It will also really hydrate the skin, so if you have dry skin, something like a cream would be really good for you. These different kinds of foundations can be used throughout the year, different times. If your skin tends to be dry in the winter season and more oily in the summer season, you can change between the two. You also need to recheck your color, usually about twice a year. Being out in the sun warms you up a little bit more, and being in the winter in the indoors usually lightens up your shade. You really want to make sure that it blends into the neck. This can be a real focal point of choosing your color and choosing your formula. Foundation is supposed to be a natural way to perfect the skin, not to put a mask on the face. So blending out is a really important point. After you feel that you've applied foundation all over the face, again, step back without your brush, check your face, make sure there's no areas that you missed. After you've applied your foundation, a nice final step is to set your foundation with a powder. You can either use a translucent powder just to pick up oil and give you a more mattified look, or you can use a colored powder that will match your skin tone and give you a little bit more coverage if you'd like to layer. First, I'm going to show you a translucent powder. You can put a little bit into the lid and blend it in with your brush. You're going to want to deposit a little bit onto your brush, then you can tap it out to make sure there's no excess. You can again start in the center of the face and just gently brush this onto any areas that seem to add shine throughout the day or oil up. This will just mattify and give you a very polished, finished look. Your other option for setting is using a colored compact powder. This will get you ready for camera, anytime you're going to take pictures, and anytime you want to set and add a little bit more to your foundation layer. Since it's adding pigment, it can give you more full coverage. Start the same way. You'll gently blend into the powder, tapping out both on the top of the mirror and then tapping so you have no excess left. You want to make sure that your brush is fully compacted inside, but you don't want any extra left away. If you deposit that much color on the face, it starts to look cakey and like a mask. Again, starting in the center of the face and brushing outward, a light deposit is all that you're looking for, and you want to make sure that you blend softly into the outside so that your color is nice and cohesive, even going down to the neck, out by the ears, and up by the hairline. This is a nice way to give a little bit more of a finished color, and you can add a little bit more coverage if that's what you're looking for.